Today I'll be travelling on the former South Leicestershire Railway, which started at Nuneaton, which is where I'm currently at on the West Coast Main Line, to Leicester on the Midland Main Line. And the reason I'm travelling between Nuneaton and Leicester today is because I'm planning to visit every single station between Nuneaton and Leicester. So these three railway stations I'm stopping off at today between Nuneaton and Leicester have a very interesting thing about them. They're all operated by East Midlands Railway, but only CrossCountry Trains stop at these three locations. And that's why I'm waiting for a CrossCountry Train service to take us to the first railway station. On the map I'm going to unveil it right now, and the first station will be Hinckley.
Please remember to mind the gap when boarding and abandoning train.
So we have now made it to the first railway station. This is Hinckley. Now the first thing I've got to say about this railway station is it does have a very lovely station building and a lovely canopy as well. They are really quite nice. Now between Nuneaton and Leicester it does have a half-an-hour frequency, because you do get your Birmingham New Street to Leicester stopping services, and you do get your fast Birmingham New Street to Cambridge or Stansted airport services passing through this railway station. The stations we are stopping off at today only got an hourly service during off-peak, but during the morning peak and evening peak they do have extra services, bar one station which I'll explain later further down the line. Hinckley station started its life in 1861 when it was opened by the South Leicestershire Railway, which was a company that was formed in 1850 as the Nuneaton and Hinckley Railway, but Parliament forced them to extend their line to Wigston, to the Midland Railway's Midland Main Line. Now in 1860 they were renamed to the South Leicestershire Railway, but only lasted 7 years because in 1867 the line and the company was taken over by the London North Western Railway. So we shall be leaving Hinckley on the next cross-country train service to Leicester. Now I'm going to put the map on screen now because the next station I'm stopping off at will be unveiled, and it's Narborough. So our train has just left Nuneaton. It will be with us very shortly as we head to Narborough as I carry on my journey towards Leicester. So we have now made it to the second station we are stopping off at today. This is Narborough. And if you like your freight trains, especially your diesel locomotives, this is a good location to come to if you want to capture freight trains between Nuneaton and Leicester. But this railway station is also a lovely railway station. It's got a lovely station building, it's got a lovely footbridge, it's got a lovely single box, and it's got my favourite thing at a railway station, a level crossing as well. Narborough station opened much later than Hinckley. Narborough opened in 1864 by the South Leicestershire Railway. However, though, the station did close in 1968 but reopened in 1970 after local objections. Now, there was a freight-only line not too far from this station which took freight trains to Enderbury Hill Quarry, but that closed in 1967. So we're now waiting for the next cross-country train service to Leicester, which will take us to the penultimate station. Now, I do have a confession to make because I have been to Hinckley and Narborough before during cross-country train diverts from Scotland to the southwest of England. However, though, the next station we're going to I have not been to. So this is a brand new station I'm going to, and it's South Wigston. So let's get our train out and head to South Wigston. So we have now arrived at the penultimate station. This is the first time actually being on the platforms here as well. This is South Wigston. Now the platforms here are staggered platforms. Only 2 platforms, but they are staggered. There is a road bridge that separates the platforms here. Also, South Wigston lies on a triangle junction with the Midland Main Line. Just west of the station here is Glenparva Junction, which takes trains towards Market Harborough, mainly used for freight trains. And just north of here is Wigston North Junction, which the cross-country services join the Midland Main Line there as they head towards Leicester. So unlike the other 2 railway stations we stopped off at, which opened in the 1800s, South Wigston station opened much later. It opened on the 10th of May 1986 by British Rail. And the calling patterns here are really different to the other 2 railway stations. Firstly, in the morning peak, you get a service that calls here every 30 minutes between Birmingham New Street and Leicester. However, after 9 o'clock, the calling patterns here are different. You get a service that stops here every 2 hours, with the odd cross-country service stopping here to make it hourly. Now, when I got off the train here, I've actually got a 2-hour wait for the next train to Leicester, but there's a reason why I've done that deliberately, and that is to visit 3 disused railway stations. And then in the evening peak, you get a service that calls here hourly between Leicester and Birmingham New Street. South Wigston was the 4th railway station to be built in the area, but there was 3 other railway stations that were built which long since closed. The first was actually 300 metres west of South Wigston station, called Wigston Glenparva, which opened in 1882 for military use, but in 1884 for passenger use. I think there's still some remnants of that station still left, but that was just before Glenparva Junction. Wigston Magna was on the Midland Main Line, which opened on the 8th of May 1857 by the Midlands Railway. And then the third station, Wigston South, which opened by the Midland Counties Railway in 1840, which was on the Leicester to Rugby line, but was the first one to close in 1962. The other 2 railway stations closed in 1968. So luckily 2 hours at South Wigston is nearly up, and I'm waiting for the next cross-country train service now to take us to our final station, Leicester.
Platform 1 for the delayed 1444 service to Leicester. This service is delayed and now expected to depart at 1448. Calling at Leicester only.
So we have now arrived at the final station of the day. This is Leicester on the Midland Main Line. And travelling from the West Coast Main Line at Nuneaton to Leicester on the Midland Main Line has really been wonderful. Visiting the three railway stations, especially South Wigston, which is a station I can finally tick off that I've officially visited. There has been no conflict, to be honest, but apart from my train from South Wigston to Leicester running about 4 minutes late. But this video on screen here might have some conflict in it. Feel free to give that a click. The people on screen now, YouTube channel members and Patreon supporters, thank you for supporting the channel. I've been SimOnTrains. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next railway station for a new venture down the line.